cue sad piano. Welcome to the special... Everyone bow your heads for this special Talking Over Albums CoronAid pre-episode charity song that I wrote. Just imagine there's candles all over the stage in his house. Sting just got done playing his little classical guitar version of Fields of Gold.
Don't stand so close to me.
Don't stand so close to me, 2020. That's too real. It's just too
I'm sorry.
real.
Fields of Gold is a beautiful song.
Alright, it's Jimmy Fallon introduces me. Next, raising money for the Kroger workers. Here's Brett Warren with his CoronAid anthem, Deez Unpressidented Times, in parentheses, such as Deez.
When did we move to the Bronx?
In times such as these unprecedented times, we all have to come together. We have to come together. We have to come together. Come stay together. It's beautiful.
Oh my god, I'm crying. It's so great. So beautiful.
Times such as these unprecedented. Wish I could have got a chorus of children sing along.
DJ Khaled has lost his touch.
Do they know it's Christmas? Do they know it's Christmas? Times such as these uncertain times. Thank you. We'll be back on ABC.
Oh my god, that was awesome. That is just what the world needs right now.
For me to lose my mind.
What the world needs now is Brett, drunk Brett.
Actually, I was just really hopped up on Monster energy drinks. The song was sponsored by the Day of the Dead flavored Monster.
Oh my god, I just about pissed my pants.
I think it's funny that you share your drink proclivities with every frat boy in the world. I saw this guy at Sam's Club getting Monster energy drink because they had those giant cases of it. And I'm just like, holy shit, dude. I gotta get a picture. Can I get a picture of you?
Yeah, it's gross.
And he was getting that one that you always bring the Day of the Dead on. Extra taurine, whatever the hell that is.
Made up mystery ingredients.
This has all the C-Latinine you need in a day. Ooh, 200%. Even better.
All right, ring, ring, ring. Oh, hey, it's Will. Hey, what's up? Okay, now we're recording.
You have got to listen to the CoronAid song.
It's called... I already forgot what it's called. It's called... These Unprecedented Times, in parentheses, such as these. It's my masterpiece. He's important. He gets calls. All right, let's do All That You Can't Leave Behind, because we have some memories we can share. That because for me that was the first U2 album that came out while I was a fan.
Okay, but I really feel like a lot of you just die hard. I don't care what they put out. I'm gonna like it. Fans who really liked Zooropa too. They liked that it was like a departure kind of thing, and I was just all I can say. Like I said, I was heading in another direction. I was interested in other kinds of music at that time, so just, people would play it, and I didn't pay attention. That's all I got. What about you? You were about...
Well, I don't know what songs we're talking about. You guys always talk about albums as if I know them.
Tell her a couple of songs.
All You Can't Leave Behind had Beautiful Day, Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of.
No, Zooropa. What was
Right.
Zooropa? She just doesn't even know what we're talking about.
There wasn't really a hit on it. I mean, it had like that Johnny Cash song, like the Wanderer, like the song Numb, Lemon.
What was the song when Lemon, and then what was the one when they're driving around the little Russian cars? What was that one? There was a video.
I think you're thinking of the sweetest thing. That was
no, it wasn't that. It was some goofy ass thing off of Zooropa, I think.
Okay, nope.
It's
I'm
okay.
reading the track list, and I don't know any of these songs.
Yeah, because there wasn't really a hit on it. I don't
All right,
think.
let's do All You Can't Leave Behind.
So I have no
That's
opinion
fine.
about Zebra.
Numb, Babyface.
You were doing other things also.
I was listening to Ani DeFranco on a loop and studying. And
Was that year? I feel like it was.
Yeah,
well, what year was that?
If I had to guess, let's just say I'm thinking you're listening to George Michael on a loop.
Oh my.
yeah, but
Those are very different periods.
2000. I remember when it came out, like driving around in Michael Benjamin's Volkswagen, listening to "Beautiful Day."
I think it was when we went to see the Majestic Purple Springs. I think for some reason that was the time.
Let's do a shout out. We'll throw a Hail Mary to the internet. Like maybe the universal line, someone will hear it. I'll put a tag on there. There was this amazing band, this Battle of the Bands. It was like around 2000, so like, I don't know, like kind of pop punk band, Christian bands, this thing. And then they had like this geeky trio of guys on acoustic guitars doing these like rip-offs of 60s like folk songs. And they had one called Magenta Purple Springs that was like a Strawberry Fields rip-off, and another one called, it was like the greatest song of all time. I just remember part of it. It's like, all my feelings, all my thoughts and emotions of you. And they won. Like this horrible fucking band won this Battle of the Bands. It was like a joke, and everyone was...
You know what this reminds me of? A few years ago when that band came out that him and Joanna would fight about every time somebody brought it up. What was that band called? Like Led Zeppelin Foxtrot or something like that?
Well, have you ever heard of them?
Wolfgang Led Zeppelin rip-off band. Like, what was it?
Greta Van Susteren.
Yeah, Greta Van Susteren. God damn, they were bad. Chris, what was your discovery of U2?
I remember there were a lot of church people that were really liked them and tried to sort of sell them as a Christian band.
Sure. Oh yeah. Well, what was the Christian U2? It was that band that they just ripped off their sound, but did like more Christian U2 than U2 already is. I'm just trying to get the fan away from.
Are you talking like Hillsong? I felt all the praise music is from.
No, but there was one that was really blatant that you liked a lot.
Just grab one of those hats to put under the fan so it doesn't make noise.
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah.
They were.
Yeah, just lift it up and put it under so the fan doesn't blow directly on
I
hard.
guess I don't even need to put it there.
The Peace in Ireland song that was kind of similar to Peace on Earth. Both of them right around the same time. Actually, I think they came out before Peace on Earth.
I seem to be in the minority here. You guys seem to know a lot about this Christian music. And all I ever did was like, is it a Sunkist commercial or is it Christian music? Because it really sounds cheesy and canned and like
So I guess like
slickly overproduced.
So
I'll be brief.
like every time I took a shower in 1995, that album played.
I'll be brief.
Do you have a radio shower a shower radio like
No, there was
Seinfeld?
a CD player in the bathroom. And there were only like 3 CDs to choose from.
I did.
So.
You remind me. I miss my bathroom boombox.
Yeah.
I think everyone of a certain age had a bathroom boombox.
Mm-hmm. We've probably still got one around here someplace.
My dad used to bitch and bitch. Get this out of here! Quit cluttering up this bathroom. Like, what?
It's the most important thing in here, Dad.
So I'm trying to think of an angle for this episode. Like, how do you approach all you can't leave behind? Because I guess for me, it's just the beginning of the end.
No, I think of it as a start. Like, it was me coming back to you too at that point.
It reminds me of September 11th. Like, I feel like this album was made in response to September 11th, even though it came out a year beforehand. Maybe it's because they played right after September 11th at the Super Bowl. It was
right. Walk on.
They got into it more, but it seemed like it went well together.
All right, let's get the album started. For me, it's the beginning of the end. It's just this gradual slide until they hit rock bottom.
I think it's going to be interesting for me because I don't think I've ever heard this album all the way through.
Yeah, it's not really fair because Songs of Innocence has grown on me. I thought it was crap when I first heard it, but it's pretty good. Maybe Songs of Experience will grow on me. All right, Beautiful Day. Ready.
Suck it to me.
Where's the vape?
Oh, I forgot the vape. I'll get the vape.
Where's the vapor at? I like the way this one it's a constant crescendo.
Yeah.
It's not really doing much up and down. It's just building and building.
It's one of the best, like, pop music build-ups.
I mean, they could take they later on take a cue from Bon Jovi and have a much more declarative song at the beginning of their album, i.e. Vertigo, or I'm not screwing around. This is who I am, and this is what this album's about.
It's so hopeful compared to, like, Pop and Zooropa. Well, at least Zooropa, I felt like it was a little bit more dark by any means, but it wasn't this, like, happy, like, the world is...
Yeah, because... Zooropa was very much like a retreating album of we're too famous, we're going away, I don't know, we're tucking ourselves away, like a kind of insulating ourselves type of thing. Like, it's their least majestic album. Like, it's all very, they're just kind of having fun with different sounds, but yeah, it's the one where they're the least concerned with filling an arena with sound. This one, they're like, we know September 11th is going to happen eventually.
That's a conspiracy, yeah.
They knew. George Bush called them. They're on the phone with G-Dub. And he's like, hey, I got this hot tip, you Bono. You guys might want to start writing a really good album.
Bono?
Bono? Yeah. Sonny Bono? I thought you died in that skiing accident, man.
I read this topic, but like this thing about Bono and Bush, how like Bono, he was against the war in Iraq, obviously, but he's like, because he was pushing the aid to Africa during the time that Bush signed, and that basically is like, I'm not going to criticize Bush because I'm going to try to get this thing passed. So it's kind of this interesting relationship between the two of them. Like I think he went out to his ranch in Texas and everything.
Yeah, I remember that. Thanks, Bono. Bono hates black people.
I don't think if you could find a black person at a U2 concert, that would be. I don't think I've ever seen one at both concerts I've been to.
Yay! I don't know. It was like
Vape.
I don't know. U2 is still like the most multicultural concert. When I saw them in like at Soldier Field, yeah, there's like women, children, like some Arab people. Stuck in a moment you can't get out of.
You remember this music video with like the football player that like keeps missing the field goal over and over again?
No.
And he can't get it out of his head that he like missed the winning field goal for the game.
Is that movie with Tony Danza where he's the garbage man field goal kicker for
No, it was literally the Bears 2 years ago.
You need to watch the music video because they like all stand up in the middle of the stadium and like sing the song.
Don't worry, man. This is not your career-defining moment, and yet it was.
Remember when John Mayer
that guy playing
ripped
now?
the song off?
This is just another like really happy, positive song.
Yeah, and it's all really straightforward. Like, even the early stuff was a lot more poignant in its politics. Like, they would get into more specifics. This is all like general platitudes, like filling the stadium with positive vibrations.
I feel like their last album, they decided to go a little bit more political. I don't know if that was like it still was like not like so direct, but it was like obvious they're pissed off that Trump became president and that the EU's breaking up and all that.
Oh yeah, I listened to 15 seconds of that last Coldplay album and I almost peed my pants, so I just stopped because I want my reaction to be in real time.
You gotta, it's the most like, I couldn't believe it. It's like
Funny you talk about Coldplay while we're listening to a U2 album.
Yeah. Not really.
Let's do all the boring parts of U2.
Pretty much.
I accidentally told Amazon that I loved it and I wanted to hear more, so I went and hit the thumbs down, and then it said I would never play any of that again. And I've been waiting for what's going to happen now. Is it Chris Martin going to show up at our door? Man. Did you thumbs down me?
It's the strangest thing I've heard. Like, I don't know what. It's like pseudo-political, then they like do like a couple of like hymns, and then they like have an instrumental song, and then they have a couple of like pop songs, throughout of it. I feel like this new album from Coldplay is like definitely like their political. We're gonna talk about race and guns and.
Well, good for them, I guess.
Woo!
I like this song. I remember this one.
I love Elevation.
And Walk On. I know that one.
The mole swimming in the hole, or the mole digging in a hole.
Yeah.
Mo digging in a hole, digging at your soul.
That's good stuff.
Was he going for a John Lennon thing here lyrically?
Almost always.
That's what he was, like this is his "I Am the Walrus." Feel the sun, you shoot.
Have you seen the movie Yesterday yet?
No.
Oh, we just watched
What's
that a
that
couple weeks
sound
ago.
that we're hearing on there? Is that a guitar playing with some fuzz on it?
Yeah, it's a farty, distorted guitar. Okay. Yeah, talk about
because I can hear Edge in one ear, and then I hear this. I was like, is that the bass going through some kind of pedal, or because I don't know music enough to know what that is. But I know I like that sound. It's kind of like it doesn't go with the rest of it. It makes it a completely different song than it would have been without that wow.
The most effect they have in any song is this one.
See? But this would have sounded so just typical U2 if there wasn't just this one little thing.
They give Ed the free range to like do what he wants with the guitar sounds, or like they rein it in.
See, I think it sounds more like the bass, but yeah, I guess.
Oh god, missing elevation.
Kind of reminds me of that. How do you say it, Bilbo O'Reilly? That whole
Bill O'Reilly. Bilbo O'Reilly.
That's the one.
Walk
it's
on.
Just kind of going. It's through the entire song. It never really changes.
Walk on.
I just realized.
Man, I missed the vape.
I gotta tell you about the Walk On magic moment. Like my first U2 concert I went to. I remember telling the people I went with, I'm like, I just want to hear Walk On this concert. And I never played it like the whole tour. And then he was like, for some reason I felt like I should play this tonight. And I played Walk On.
Because you were holding a sign that said, please play Walk On.
Oh my god, there's another person that likes it.
He forgot the lyrics though at the end. Like they had to go print out the lyrics.
And you never forgave him. Yeah.
Everyone was clapping because they thought it was so, they were so mesmerized by U2 that they didn't care that they screwed it up.
I think now he just uses a teleprompter. And didn't Springsteen do that, where he just you become a legacy act and you start reading your lyrics off a teleprompter.
Yeah, I know there's a couple of them that do that. Like Ozzy Osbourne does it.
Well,
but they say it's just in case he gets lost.
Yeah.
And you sure he's not just standing there reading it? It's a little bit like what it looks like.
This was their post 9/11 song. This was the 9/11 song that made them big. I didn't even did a music video about it.
It is kind of interesting to get a younger person's view of what was going on during something like that, because I don't remember about what was being played on a radio at that time. Of course, I had kind of a job that they were constantly every day telling me, lock that down. Do not let anybody in. Don't do anything. If anybody tries to get in there, give up your life for it. And I'm like, dude, it's the phone company. It's like, if somebody wants in that bad, I'm letting them in. Screw that shit.
Oh, it's going to be the music of coronavirus time. we should come out with something now.
I don't know. Like,
inside.
I swear to God, if I hear one more f***ing sad piano and someone talking about these times, and like any
Didn't you
commercial,
do a song like that?
Oh yeah.
We should do. We really need to you need to direct a video for that, and
Like, I don't know why I've become so touchy about like the weepy kumbaya thing. It's not like I'm a heartless
it's mostly
bastard.
Corporations trying to convince you that they give a shit.
It's like, please don't forget
trying
about.
to survive.
Please don't forget about us when this is over.
You don't think there's a little bit of, like, you become numb to it because you hear it so much and you know some of it's disingenuine, so you just kind of, like, get mad, like, steely about it all?
Yeah, because, like, if anything, I'm, like, less cynical now. I mean, you laugh, cue laughter. But, like, it's more of these one of things, just, like, do what needs to be done. I don't need, like, oh, my life is so hard, I have to binge watch TV shows.
You don't feel like you need empathy from everybody in the damn world over it?
It's like everyone's really scared, so everyone's like, come on, everybody.
Let's get together and listen to sad music.
Yeah, like we need...
I was gone the other day, and like, I swear every 2 minutes there was some artist got on there, they're like, stay home. Horrible. You know, whoever the pop artists are of the day. It's like every time I hear that, it like makes me want to do it less. So I'm like,
I know.
I want to go out and just like, you know,
spit on people.
Just because of you, I'm gonna walk to the end of my driveway and take a.
We need what's his name from Animal House to just grab a piano and smash it against the wall.
The old Belushi.
Yeah. Alright, this album got sleepy real quick. Alright. Great song, though. I guess we can't do this without talking about, or I can't do it without...
It sounds like music to be shopping to.
About trying to figure out... Because for me, this is the dividing line. I still like this album, but it's right in between. And then I have to think about, like, okay, where they ended up going and where they were before. Like, for me, what made U2 cool in their prime?
Ring the shopping bell.
And it wasn't just that I liked that 80s new wave post-punk sound. For me, like, what made U2 really cool, especially with, like, Octung Babies, Europa, and Pop, is, like, their exploration, how they were always looking for different sounds, and it just really feels like they've lost that, just the kind of autopilot. Next is Kite. I don't remember how that goes. Kite.
It's just like about his son or his wife or something.
Have you ever... What does she look like? I don't even... Isn't like an Asian lady?
I don't know, but his daughter's hot.
Ooh.
Yeah?
She hotter than Darius Rucker's
She was the
daughter.
chick from The Nick.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's pretty hot.
Sweet D? Sweet D is Bono's.
That would be ironic.
How old is Bono now?
Probably like 52, 53.
He's gotta be older than that, right?
60.
Probably. He's probably 60.
He's gotta be 60.
In my mind, he's always looked 50, so I
Wait, I have this thing that will tell me anything I want to know.
like the only time he didn't look 50 was when they first started, and he kind of looked like he was in his 20s. Then immediately switched to 45.
God damn it! It keeps going to bonobos.
What the hell's a bonobo?
It's a monkey.
Oh, yeah.
It's an app and a monkey.
Oh, God.
And a grocery delivery service.
So apparently he's been around for 2 million years.
Yeah, look up when he was born.
Okay, the first thing it says is he's 5'6".
He's probably the same age as like my dad.
He's 59.
Yeah, so he's like...
Wow. So he started when he was like, I guess he was like 17.
He's born in like...
His birthday's coming up on May 10th. So if you want to send him a letter, you better get it going.
So he's born in like, what, 59?
Yeah.
58, 59?
60.
60. There's Kite.
Kite.
I like the little synthesizer at the beginning.
I don't know, like, I get, like, just melodically nothing else about the production. This feels like their most Beatles-esque album just melody-wise. Like more sweeping melodies, like...
It's all more major tones, not minors, and...
More saccharine and emotional. Yeah.
I think Bono has a book that he wrote down every word that sounds good when he goes, oh, go, oh, no, oh, show, oh,
Hold on. Music, lyric cliche bell. I don't know which way the wind will blow.
Mm-hmm.
Ding, ding, ding.
Ooh.
I like this song. I haven't heard this in a long time.
About his daughter.
Oh, God. Goodbye.
Or pristine carpets, you're sullying.
I was just thinking, that was the first thought I had the first time I ever heard that Elevation song. I just thought of something. I always thought back to that Unforgettable Fire. There's desolation, isolation, revelation. It's like, okay, you know a lot of words that end in T-I-O-N.
Yeah, sometimes you got to get out the thesaurus as a songwriter.
Everybody has one of those songs, I think. At some point they just go, I just want to say a bunch of shit that rhymes.
So I was going to point it out, that was the only use of a mellotron in a U2 song.
What's a mellotron?
It's that keyboard that plays string samples. It was used heavily in like prog rock in the 70s.
Okay.
Where it's just like, just hold it down. It's like a tape loop of a symphony recording.
Okay.
It just has like a really like kind of dry, weird sound to it.
Is it time for an advertisement? Because this is a slow song. Filler song, filler bell.
Oh, but I don't know. We may never get to it, but we can talk about it again. Yeah, on Songs of Experience, after listening to it again, I've decided it's the first Bono solo album, because it could be anybody backing him on that. Like, The Edge doesn't sound like The Edge, and the other two dudes, can't remember their names anymore.
Adam Clayton.
Larry
Mullen.
Larry Cohen.
Larry Mullen Jr.
Like, they could be anybody. Okay, this is a sleepy album, but it still more or less sounds like U2. They just sound like they're just following along.
Oh, look, green t-shirt. Hey, we're twinsies.
Ooh, in a little while. I completely forgot about this song.
But anyway, the last thing I wanted to say, I'll shut up, but...
Wow, I totally forgot
Edge
about
kept
this.
getting mad because they kept tuning his guitar normally, and because Bono's voice, he tuned his guitar differently. I don't play guitar, so I don't know what the hell they're talking about. But I just remember they were just like, how many times do I have to tell you, stop tuning my guitar?
Man.
This is also pretty...
Yeah, this is a good hidden gem U2 song.
Friday Night Running to Sunday on My Knees. So, like, for the songwriting, does Bono do, like, 90% of the songwriting, you think?
More than that, probably even.
The lyrics?
I assume so now. I think it used to be, like... I think it probably used to be more of an ensemble thing. Maybe him and The Edge would kind of hash out something, or he would bring ideas, and then the rest of the band would fill in the gaps, but I don't know. I think he just does everything at this point.
This is my theory, is that, like, U2 was pretty big in that North Ireland peace agreement in 1998. So, like, I wonder, like, after that, if you feel like they, like, accomplished their life work of helping to work for peace in Northern Ireland, and so this album was just, like, the world's nice and beautiful.
No, they just got rich and insulated. The end.
I feel like it could go either way. Yep. They could be happy as pigs and like, oh, I think we've finally done what we wanted to do.
We did another band where I had this thought of like how they didn't jump on board like a certain musical revival when it happened. When like the new wave sound got popular again, like the post-punk new wave, like around 2005. Like why they never went back to like their early album sound of like a more choppy, higher tempo kind of guitar band sound. I'm kind of surprised they never jumped back on board with that. Because we were talking about this with another episode we did where there was some band, like they totally missed what were we doing? Oh, the Kinks. So we're talking about the Kinks. They were another band that like the times caught up with what they used to do.
Yeah.
And they just didn't get back on board with it. You know, here's Wild Honey Pie.
Honey pie.
Yeah, it even has
The
the...
new album have like one or two songs that they try to like do a little bit of the war sound.
This is a weird, generic type song.
You know, like, yeah, more marching, a little heavier marching type of thing.
I guess my biggest criticism of this album so far is it's very, like, phoned in.
Well, the songwriting is good, but, like, they're not taking any risks with production at all.
This seems like a great album to hum along with.
This works really well as, like, background music, too. It's just like
yeah.
Especially a couple songs. Elevator music. What was the song that they did that became, like, the theme song for Apple or, like, some big company?
Wasn't it this?
Was it?
No, it's the
one next album.
Vertigo.
Yeah.
So, my cynicism meter, especially with this song, I'm reading, like, this is where Bono thought that he was coming into his birthright of being the fifth Beatle. I think every famous musician, like, in the, decades after the Beatles broke up, there's always that secret thought of, like, yeah, I'm the next John Lennon.
Everybody wants to be the next John Lennon.
I'm the next Paul McCartney.
Nobody wants to be the next Paul McCartney now. Like, maybe in the 70s. Like, even into the 80s. I'm sorry, I really like Tug of War. That's a great album.
Hey, I want to be Wings era Paul McCartney. I want the mullet.
I liked it when he started collaborating with Michael Jackson. That really got him excited for a minute, and like a couple of, there's like 2 or 3 albums there where Paul McCartney is kind of like writing good lyrics. Even if the music is kind of cheesy 80s, I'm sorry, but some good lyrics there. He's usually quite clever.
McCartney came out with some statement the other day about the Chinese need to quit being medieval and eating bats or something. Something about the medieval bat eating.
Wait, Bono said this?
Paul McCartney.
He said Chinese people are eating bats?
He said they need to stop the medieval bat eating or something.
Stop.
Well, he's right.
That's weird. That's weird. Paul McCartney never says anything political besides...
Can I just put this out here?
Like
I follow this stuff. I used to follow it as a hobby. Now it's kind of a real thing.
Peace on
But
earth.
can I just say, everything comes from bats. Like, the Ebola, it's like, oh, what happened? Well, some guy ate a raw bat. And now everybody's getting Ebola and they're bleeding out of their eyeballs. And now this time it's like, what was it again? Oh, right, a friggin' bat.
But they look so tasty. How can you...
I know, they look a lot like they're an entire buffalo wing.
They're like
in and of themselves.
they're like chocolate birds.
Chocolate birds.
Just throw it in the fryer.
Hey, where's that chocolate rain, dude? We could really use some of that now.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
I just wish people would listen to smart people. That's all I'm saying. I'm not getting political or anything, but stop listening to morons and start listening to people who are educated and are doctors and scientists and tell you what to do. Why is it all of a sudden not cool to listen to the people who will tell you how to survive?
Well, we're like a few weeks away from ScienceAID, where they're just gonna be people are gonna like drag scientists on stage and be like, listen to them.
If you ever get on Facebook, I feel like I'm like 2 weeks away from having to build a club out of my tree in the backyard and start beating people.
I need to listen to this for a second. I don't remember this song at all.
Yeah, we really started talking over this album.
I know, coronavirus just kind of gets in the way of everything.
Bloody Sunday. It was like, I think it was after some bombing in the late 90s.
Yeah.
I'm still pissed that they didn't play Sunday Bloody Sunday at the Super Bowl after 9/11.
But, you might be right. Like, after there was general peace in Ireland, I think it was kind of like the new Star Wars movies. It's like, okay, what do you do after Return of the Jedi? Like, nothing. They all suck.
Once you've been dancing with Ewoks, what else is there?
Nah.
Oh yeah, it's the famous line.
What do you do after... No, it's what do you do after Empire Strikes Back?
Everything
How do we
is
wrap this up?
Everything is from here on in.
Get some Ewoks. That's what you need. What are Ewoks? Friggin' teddy bears. That's not right, man.
Yeah,
audiobook about Northern Ireland, like the whole IRA, and they're talking about how U2 was like the ones that were singing outside of the Parliament, like when they signed the peace agreement.
I think they're the ones that kept it going. The hatred and the violence. I think in an alternate dimension, this should have been U2's swan song.
This really peters out towards the end, doesn't it? It's kind of like it gets quieter and weaker as it goes. It's just kind of like...
Yeah, it does. But yeah, maybe they should have this should have been their, what's the last Beatles song? The End. And in the end. Like, they should have just called it a day after this album. But then, like, they kept getting checks for, like...
Yeah, I gotta pay for some shit.
They kept getting contracts for new tours, and they're like,
I've only got a mansion in Corsica and Spain and
Turks and Caicos.
I need a mansion in
Miami. Remember the song Miami? Which one was that one from Pop? Where we did Pop?
Playboy Mansion. Yeah, was this album like an apology for Pop? Like, I'm sorry, Lord. Like, Bono's whipping himself with a cat of nine tails. Like, I'm sorry, Lord, for... I didn't mean it.
I'm flogging myself with the cat of nine tails. Please, Lord. Please let me eat the Irish cheddar.
It's supposed to be about a sad subject, but it's still, like, super happy. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like their protest song kind of that's, like, still very... it's nothing compared to Sunny Bloody Sunday.
Well, as I understand it, isn't that sort of like the Irish? Ooh, it's a very upbeat song about a very sad thing. Like,
Like Zombie?
Yeah. Just saying.
Is there a band that has, like...
Zombie had other chords to it. I feel like that was just, like...
Did you have to give me the finger?
When I Look at the World... commercial. We're on a commercial. We need to do, like, the Pee-wee's Playhouse. Like, commercial! But is there a band with, like... two more weirdly opposite contrasting albums than like October to Pop? One's like one's so pious and the other one is like just embracing stardom, I guess, still through the lens of like spirituality, but still just, yeah, we're famous, whatever. You know what would have been sweet is if Sammy Hagar took over U2.
Sweet or insipid?
Sweet.
He's like,
sweet like saccharin.
The money train is kind of dipping here, motherfuckers.
Like,
we're
doubling. Just kick me out of Van Halen.
We're doubling the reverb on your guitar edge.
You better come up with some shit.
All right, here's When I Look at the World. Yeah,
when I look at the world.
He actually pays for his Spotify, so he's just waiting on us. Cheapskates. Yeah, this is such a feel-good album. It's just like...
Well, we could listen to this on Amazon Music. We pay for that, so...
Yeah, like a really introspect... Like, it sounds like the album cover is perfect. It sounds like walking through an airport terminal late at night.
Yeah.
Just kind of peaceful and introspective.
I'm tired, but I'm still
very
moving.
Tired.
Tired but kind of wired.
How to Build an Atomic Bomb was right after this one?
It was like 5 years later. Was there anything in between that?
That's what I was asking.
2005 or something. Or 2004 maybe it came out.
Yeah, like
no, it was definitely 2004.
I think it was like late.
That's when I started working at M&P.
I think it was like late 2004.
Because I just really like that album, and I don't think about, until we started doing this, I never thought about why I like something or don't like it. I just know whether I do or not. And this is more like stuff that my friends always liked. And it's like, I don't like the Bono indulgent songs. I like the ones where Edge sounds like he's more involved.
Yeah, because even on this, like, the band still like largely takes a back seat. You know?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
not
wrong
that
that I
it's
still
bad.
don't really
It's
think
just
about why I like things or don't like them?
Yeah, I think I just like more the ensemble than like a platform for Bono. I don't really like Bono that much.
Oh, I don't really mind him. It's just
I don't want the band to be a platform for
but
him.
if nobody
ensemble.
nobody ever stands up and says, "Whoa."
Yeah, he needs somebody to temper his enthusiasm.
Go back and try
Same
that
way
again.
That Sting needed a band to round him out and calm him down.
And Will doesn't get to say because Bono is his personal savior. So.
Yes. Oh, does he have Bono on a cross around his neck?
Do you?
Is Bono your spirit animal?
Bonobo?
He's sleep running.
Oh.
Or sleep killing rabbit. Sorry, you've never seen their dog. He's snapping here preciously.
Using his pillow like a human.
I don't know if you can see. He's like
wrapped up in a blanket like a human.
Sleep running.
On his pillow with his own personal blanket.
Ziggy. Sweet Ziglet.
Is Brujas going to survive?
No.
No, I'm not sure they are.
Yeah, I think about that a lot. Like, things that aren't going to survive. The mall's going to be dead. Family Video's dead for sure. I think I even saw a sign that says for lease out front.
Where?
Well, yeah, I mean, the mall was basically dead before, but that's over.
Yeah.
You guys are giving up too fast.
I
don't think people are going to rush out to the mall to go shopping when this is done.
You are insane.
Yeah.
Every state they've opened up, everybody's running out to the malls and shit. They're like, "Oh, I'm socially distancing. I'm like, okay.
Okay.
Eastland Mall. It wasn't like already halfway closed.
Well, yeah, it's
they
more than halfway.
they were already practicing social distancing before this happened.
Any story you actually give a shit about is not there anymore.
Everybody at Kohl's, that was the last place left where everybody would pack in there and just buy things, purchase.
Here's New York. It's like they knew. All right, let's develop a conspiracy theory.
Why? Does he say something in the song, blow up a building?
Yeah, he says, "'Cause I got a call from George Bush.
And I really hate that.
You're giving so much credit to George Bush. So much credit. That guy is a...
I'm not giving him any credit. Like, yeah, the conspiracy theories revolving around, he's too stupid. Like, maybe Dick Cheney knew.
I mean, if his wife was president, maybe. If you said, "Oh, she said this," I'm like, okay, I Laura Bush, I've met her. It's like, she seems like a reasonable person, like most women. You get them all in a room.
Matters.
You get them in a room together, they fix all kinds of shit.
So what are the lyrics of this? I can't turn it up too loud. Can you?
It's just like how he loves New York. There's Irish, Italians, Jews, and Hispanics.
Oh yeah,
it's another love letter to the Americas.
Yeah, it's another New York is the greatest thing song.
Yep. Have you guys ever noticed Bono loves the United States, but he doesn't want to live here?
I don't know.
Like, I love you, man, but, I still gotta go live in Spain. Because, the food's so much better. They got tapas.
Well, on the new album, they have one of the music videos, like American Soul. They had the American flag. I think it's like a protest song, but it's also like America's the greatest nation on earth.
Yeah, on Saturday Night Live. It was on Saturday Night Live, I think, and they had the flag on Bono's face. If I remember right.
Wow.
You don't remember that?
No, I don't pay that much attention to Saturday Night Live.
Maybe I made it up. I don't know.
He got frightened by the flash, and he's just like staring into the void.
Breakfast?
Yeah, it'd be great.
After September 11th, U2 was the most patriotic, generally accepted. They wasn't like the Toby Keith type, but they were like...
They were the safe...
Right.
But...
Put a boot in the ass. It's the American way.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about how young...
Courtesy of the red, white, and blue.
Still.
Don't think about it, just bomb it.
Have you forgotten?
Kill them all! Let God sort it out!
Did you forget about Civil War? You know, it'd be great, a song about New York that didn't have the melody. New York!
New York.
Good luck.
I would love to hear a song just about how New York's such a horrible place to live. It's like an anti-New York song.
Okay, I have the juxtaposition of that. I like all those early 70s
The Dutch position.
bands that always talked about how great New York was because that's where they went to score heroin. have a grand old time. Oh, you've never spent a weekend till you've spent a weekend in New York. Waxed on smack. If you've never seen
Snooze
that movie,
Bell. Not You, the album.
no, that what was it called? I always forget what the name of it was. It was on HBO for a couple of years.
Red Shoe Diaries?
No, that's too old.
You
James Franco made a TV show, and it had like 3 seasons, and it's all about basically Broadway in the early 70s to the 80s, and of course I don't ever remember the name of anything, but but it was really awesome. Like how people just like there's always that certain person in the world that just goes, no, I love this. Why would you get rid of this? It's hookers and blow 24/7. Like, why would anybody not want this? This is Disneyland for adults.
Why would you not want more of that?
Louder, faster, more. Brett's not
Last
here to
one
do
here.
this. What's this song?
Grace.
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 Will's taking over.
Okay. We really need a host.
The host is in the toilet.
I,
Brett likes your cookies.
I'm glad.
Good.
We can't eat all 48 of them by ourselves.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we shouldn't.
I was gonna
I
say.
made a single batch of Toll House cookies, and somehow it ended up being 4 dozen cookies.
And they're my favorite. That's your biggest problem. Ooh!
Oh my gosh, there's a lyric.
Wait, this sounds like that song from Zooropa, the one towards the end of Zooropa.
Wow, he wants us to go to sleep during the last song, doesn't he?
Haven't you noticed the tempo keeps going down as we listen to this? It keeps going down and down and down.
He's
and
written
down.
a damn lullaby to put you to bed.
Well, yeah, Babyface was their lullaby song on Zooropa.
We didn't do Zooropa. We are doing all the atomic bombs we can handle.
No, the atomic bomb is next.
How to Eat an Atomic Bomb.
There you go.
All right.
Oh, for the first time from Zooropa. That's what this sounds like.
yeah, it is.
All right. Final thoughts. I'm done.
Well, this song is putting me to sleep. I can't even. He seems to be sort of mumbling the words.
What am I phone?
I'll
They
go.
have a hidden song at the end of this one.
I will go first because I'm pretty sure I have the least to say about it. I don't mind this. I will give it 4 chocolate starfishes.
It's very pleasant. I'll give it. It takes kind of a snoozy dip real quick after those, like the singles at the beginning. But yeah, like solid songwriting on the first half that holds up.
Turns
Like-
into Bono Fest at the end. It's not unlistenable.
I give it a 6.9.
On the Richter?
Wait, I'll give it a 6.8 because we're on episode 68. So.
On the
6.8.
Oh
Richter?
dear God! What are we
You
going to
didn't-
do for 69?
You have to give a measurement.
Are we just going to skip it?
Let Will
Out of
talk
the,
for
one
20
here,
minutes.
I think I like Atomic Bomb better than this one.
Me too,
I
I
but
do too.
Yeah.
this is wholly listenable.
I haven't heard it in a really long time, but I think so, just based on memory.
I like this.
I do like it better than,
I'm giving this 3 out of 5 shamons.
Shimons. It's always the Shimons. What would my...
I like this better when it's shuffled with a bunch of other stuff. I think it play. I like them better.
Yeah.
It's like as it goes, it just kind of like
I like
it
it
starts
better when
high
it's on
and
you.
dies off. That's
Right,
all.
as an album, but as individual singles would be a little easier to
More
digest.
palatable. Like you listen to them and digest it better.
I think they'll stand up better on their own. which is not what you really want out of an album. But
Yeah, it's a perfect late night airport album.
yeah, I'm finally home during this song and get to go to
Yeah,
bed.
it's a good
Right.
jet lag album. You're like, if I have to eat any more stale coffee and bagels, I'm gonna kill
Oh, no
somebody.
God, you
Yogurt
just
puffs.
reminded me. It's like Las Vegas in the middle of the night when your plane's at 2:30 in the morning, and they insist on dropping you off at midnight. And it's like, what the f*** am I gonna do for 2 hours?
All right, we'll
That's what this album sounds like.
Vegas.
we'll get to his obligatory guest 30 seconds of free airtime. So if you have any diatribe you'd like to do,
He hasn't
go
rated.
ahead. Rate it. How does it hold up for you?
I'm thinking this is like in the middle of their albums for me. Like I like it better than I think I like it better than Pop, but and I definitely like it better than the one they had after the Atomic Bomb. I can't remember what it's called, but
Ooh, that's tricky. It's like,
Not one of my favorite ones.
is this better than Pop? I think it might be perfectly even with Pop. There's things on Pop I like better, but I think this is more consistent.
I feel like this one's more accessible. It's definitely everything on here is meant to be radio friendly. That's what I think of.
Alright, thanks for listening to Talking Around the The end.
TM.
Keep recording if anyone makes a funny. So,
All right, Ziggy,
All right,
say
well-
something funny.
okay.
thanks for
Well,
joining
I'll
us.
be doing it again on another Wednesday night.
Yeah, next time.
Sometime we gotta do the new Coldplay album because that
Yeah. Like, if the rest of it is even close to that first 15 seconds, then it might
I
be.
would like to watch that meltdown happen.
the second song they have like a police officer on there like yelling at somebody. They're like
Wait,
they're singing over the officer.
yes. Thanks for joining us, Will.
Okay, y'all have a good night.
Nice to see you again, Will.
Keep
Good seeing y'all.
keep an
Talk
eye
to you
out.
soon.
Keep an eye out for Darius,
Right there.
the Ruck Master. See you later.
See ya.